Alright, hello everyone, it's Teamrocketdraws here with another Pokemon drawing tutorial. And for this video guys, we're gonna do another highly requested Pokemon, Lopunny. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like, or she ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, then let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference of Lopunny so you guys could get all your details and it could be a little bit easier for you guys. Alright guys, so she's not gonna end up looking the same as the reference 100%, but we do end up getting pretty close. And remember to do your line slide, that way it's easier to erase. And we're gonna start off by doing a rough sketch of Lopunny, and then from there you guys are gonna do your final drawing. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is just doing this like oval shape at this angle. So just try to do it as close as you guys can. So just try to get as close as you can to that angle that I have it on. That way it could be a little bit easier for you guys. So now around here, we're gonna start by doing the neck, and it's just a curved line. Now on this side we're gonna do the other side of the neck, and we're basically gonna go lower to around here, and this line is basically the length of the oval shape that we did, as I point out right there. Alright, so now we could just connect these two. Right here I'm just fixing the top line. And there we go. Alright, so now we're gonna start by doing we're gonna add this reference line just to help us do her hands. So around here, basically in the middle, like over that line that we did, we're gonna do this like really long oval shape, and it should be a lot thinner at the top. It should be like the bottom should be a little bit bigger than the top, and then we're gonna do another one, just a small gap in between them, or you guys could put them together. There we go. Just try to get them the same shape. That's gonna be her hands, her arms. So this should basically be the same size, guys. There we go. Alright, so now let's move on. Now the next part, we're gonna do one of her legs. So it does go inside of the shape that we did earlier, and then it goes to around that low, and then we could just curve it and make this like, what would you guys call it? An upside down seed shape, or like an egg shape, I guess you could call it. And then we're gonna do a reference line, just so we could place the other one on the other side. This should be basically the same length, and in the reference, this one goes up to the arm or to the elbow. If you guys look at the reference, you'll see what I'm talking about. But as long as these two look the same, like one doesn't look bigger than the other one, then it's fine wherever it meets up in the body. So now we're gonna do this line right there in this shape, and that's just gonna help us place the ears, or the eyebrows, that is. So we're gonna extend that body from the left side of her body up into the oval shape, and that's just gonna help us know where to start this shape right here, which is gonna be like a seed shape, really long seed shape. I don't know what kind of shape that is, guys. And that's gonna be her eyebrow. So the length of this is, I gotta say, maybe the same length or a little bit bigger than the actual oval shape that we did. Now another one on the other side. This one, the right side goes a little bit, it's basically like a straight line, and then it starts curving at the top a little bit. And just try to do this the same thickness as the one on the other side. Although the one on the right side should be a little bit thicker, but let's just try to keep them the same. There we go. So as long as these two shapes on either side look roughly the same, then we're fine with that. Alright, so now we're gonna do one of the lines for her ears, which starts right in between those two eyebrows, and it curves at the top. And then right here I connect it real close because I was looking at the reference, but it should be a little bit lower, so I erase it and just go a little bit lower. And then this should be right in the middle of those two, but right here I make it way too much to the left. I do change that later on, so you guys could just make it like curve into the middle of the two eyebrows. Now with that we have that, we could do this other line. Doesn't go as high. And another one. This one goes pretty close to the first one that we did, and it's a lot smaller. Alright, so now let's move on and let's do one of her eyes. So her eyes should be around here. Small gap in between that and the oval shape, and the same thing for the top. So there should be a small gap in between the eye and the eyebrow. Now on the same level on the other side, we're going to do the other eye. And we're basically going to do only part of it. Now to look at her eye, she has an oval shaped eye. And then we're going to do the nose around here. And then we're going to do one of her, like the snout area, I guess. I don't know what you guys call it. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will see a better idea of what we're trying to do. And then right there, I do a reference line going at the bottom of the eyes to help us place the ears. So you guys don't have to do it, but I'm just doing it just in case you guys do. So now we're going to do one of her ears, which is going to connect around here on that top, and it's going to go through the eyebrow and up to that line. So it should basically end at the level of the eye. So you guys don't have to do that reference line, but if it helps you, then go ahead. Now we're just going to connect it. And I erased the wrong thing, guys. Don't erase this. The lines that you're supposed to erase are the other ones, so don't erase them, please. I do them, draw them back on in just a little bit. I just thought that the eyebrow was under the ear, but then I looked at the reference and the eyebrow is over the ear, so don't erase that, please. Alright, so now for this one on the other side, once again it goes up to the same level as the eye, so we could just do that and then just connect it to, we're going to do this other line right there that goes a little bit almost at the same level as the other one, and we're just going to connect those two to make the other ear. You guys can curve it a little bit, that way it's not that pointy. So if you guys look at the reference, you guys will probably see what I'm talking about. Alright, so now right here I erased the wrong lines again. I'm sorry, guys. But I think this is where I noticed and I redraw them. Yep, I redraw them. So I ended up erasing the wrong ones. I'm supposed to erase the ear lines. And then I go back to the other side and I redraw the lines that are supposed to be on the other side. There we go. So just reconnect them and erase. The reason I go over for example, we did the eyebrow first, and then to do the ears I went over the eyebrow again. The reason I do that is just so it could line up right on the other side. So that's why I usually do that, and then I just erase the lines that I did in between. Alright, so now we're gonna do these two lines, and this is gonna be the puff that she has on her wrist. So it does go over a little bit, and I noticed that on the reference it goes over the body. If it doesn't turn out the same for you guys, it's alright. As long as the puff looks okay, then you guys can have it anywhere you guys want it. Alright, now to do the rest of her leg is basically this shape right here. So it just continues. Now for the other one on the other side. And once again, try to make these the same thickness, although this one should be a little bit smaller since it is behind the other one. But it's, if you guys do it the same, it's all good with that. Alright, so now we're gonna do the rest of her, the like puffy area on her hair or on her ears, the rest of her ears basically. So we're gonna do that line up to there, and it basically lines up with her waist area. Same thing on this side, and then this one starts around there and it goes over the leg a little bit, so we could just start it off on one side and the other one and then just connect them in the middle. Now for this one's a little bit curved, and I think when I do my final drawing, where it connects to the ear, this line, I make it a little bit higher. Alright, so now that we have that, we're just gonna do the puffs in the bottom of her ears, or at the tip of her ears. So she has two on the sides and then two in the middle. So one and then two. So it just helps doing it one, starting off in either side and then just connecting them in the middle. And now right here for her actual fingers, we could just do the fingers. So she has 3 of them in either hand, or that's as many as we could see on the reference. So the way I started is by just starting off with the middle one and then just adding the other 2 on the side. Right now I'm just looking at the reference I have on my tablet to see how many fingers she actually had, because it's really small, so it's hard to tell how many she has. So we're gonna start with 1 and then start with the other one on either side. So a total of 3 per hand. Same thing on this side, start with the one in the middle, and then once again guys, just try to make them all the same size, like all the fingers, all 6 of them should roughly be the same size. And then we could erase the rest of her arms since they don't show up on the reference. So just the elbows at the bottom. There we go. Now for the puffs on the other side, once again she has 2 on either end and 2 in the middle. So right there I do 2 of them, and then right here I do just connect them basically. Now we could erase some of these reference lines because we're basically done. The only thing now that we have is erasing any of those reference lines and just doing her tail, and there's like details that she has on her knees, or behind her knee, on the side of the knee, however you want to call it. So right here, just go over the reference and your drawing guys, and just erase any lines that are not supposed to be there. For example, right here on the face, any reference lines that we might have used. And then I add her eye, which is another oval shape, and then on this side we can barely see it. I do work on the eyes later on guys, but once I do my final coloring, I mess up on the colors and then it just looks bad, but it's alright. So yeah guys, so like I said, just go over your drawing. Right here we forgot to connect this to the eyebrow, so we could connect it, and that's gonna be the inside of her ear, the pink part, if you guys look at the reference. So we could erase the lines from the oval shape that we did earlier right here in between the ears, because it doesn't show up. And I'm not sure if this is where I fixed the line for the bottom ear right in the middle of the eyebrows. I don't know if I do that now or once I do my final drawing. There we go. Yeah, so I do change it right now. So that's one of those things. It should basically be in the middle, guys. So wherever it looks good, just draw it. Because if there's changes that you guys can make on your drawing, then go ahead. As long as it looks good on your drawing, then you guys can make any changes. Doesn't matter if it's not the same as the reference or mine right here. Alright, so now for the details, like I said, on the side of her leg, guys. So we're gonna use that reference line that we did earlier to make them. So she has one right here, which is basically like a, I don't know what shape that is, guys. I can't explain it. Kind of like an oval shape almost, and then right here is like rounded off, like half a circle almost. Now the same thing on the other side. Right here I do it different. It should be almost the same level as the one on the other side. Right here, this one's a lot lower. I do change that later on, so that's something that you guys might want to pay attention to. Now erasing some of those reference lines that she doesn't have, like I said earlier. And we're pretty much done, guys. So like I said, just go over your drawing, make any changes. If something doesn't look right, then go ahead and change it. One thing that we forgot to do was the little split on the eyebrow, so we could just add that right now. It just gives it that extra detail. Alright, there we go, guys. And I think it came out pretty good. I like how she came out. It was the first time actually drawing her. You guys are gonna laugh saying that I'm doing a tutorial on a Pokemon that I never drew. But I still think my tutorials are helpful, and it's fun drawing like new Pokemon and all that. So I'm excited, guys. And like I said before, usually when I end up doing like my final drawing, I start off by erasing the actual sketch that we did, and then just doing the starting all over. And even though I erased the reference, the sketch, I can still see the lines, you know. So I just go over it and just make any changes that I feel are necessary then, and it just comes out looking a little bit cleaner. And at the same time, we get rid of those reference lines that we added, and just the sketch overall, and just make it and finish the outline at the end. So if you guys notice, it's still the same, nothing's different. The only thing that I did change, like I said, was part of the ear, but that's about it. Everything else is the same. It just looks a lot cleaner. So just go over your drawing, guys, make any changes. You guys could do anything that you guys want from here, and we're basically done. So I did end up coloring it, as you guys see me doing here. First I started off by outlining her body, the outline basically with the pen, and I did that. And then after that, I used my Copics to color Lopunny. I used two different browns for the actual body. I used a darker brown and then just the main brown. The darker brown was just for like the shadows and all that, although I'm not that good at coloring, but I still did okay, I think. And then I used like a lighter brown, like a skin color, like a tan, for the actual like ear and puffs. I used two different shades of that, and just one side is a little bit one for the shadows, that is. So I always use 2 or 3 for a single color. And then basically that's it. Her ears, like the inside of her ear, we can see one of them, it's just like a dark pink or just like a shadow pink. And the same thing for her eyes, but like I said before, guys, I messed up on her eyes really bad. I couldn't go back and fix it. Just one of those things that I couldn't do. So I saved myself by just leaving it like that, and instead of just working on it and making it worse. So don't pay attention to that. That's just a mistake that I made, and I didn't want to start all over just to fix the eyes, you know. So overall, I think it came out pretty good. I like how she came out. It's another Pokemon that you guys highly requested. So from now on, guys, just look at the reference, and if you guys are gonna color it, just look at the reference. Don't base your color or your coloring off mine. Use the reference. That's why I have it up there, just to make it easier for you guys. And other than that, guys, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful. If it was, and if you guys got this far, leave a like in the video. It just really helps out, and also leave a comment. I would love to know how many of you guys actually drew Lopunny. So if you guys did draw Lopunny, let me know in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. I see all your comments. So, but if you guys would love to send in your drawings to be featured at the beginning of my videos, just send them in. The links will be in the description to my Twitter, email, and Facebook. Those are the 3 spots that you guys could contact me on and send me your drawings, and just let me know that you guys want me to send it feature it on my videos. So yeah guys, so I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.